So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Yaksha and today I'm back with another new video for you. So today I am screen recording with my PC. So I had a little issue with my camera. So I'm doing this. I'll be there in the with the camera and standing position in my next video. So without any further ado, let's get on to the video. So, guys, the chapter 32 of is Auxiliaries and Modals in Wren and Martin book. So, today we're going to see about the whole thing. I think today's video is going to be a little long because there is much about it. So, let's start. I'm just reading the first topics right now. The verb be, am, is, was, etc. have and do when used with ordinary verbs to make sentences. Passive forms, questions, and negatives are called auxiliary verbs or auxiliaries. So, guys, auxiliary actually means helping. So, helping verbs or auxiliaries. So, the verbs like am, is, was, and have and do are when they are used with normal action words, which are the verbs, to make tenses and passive words, um, questions and etc. They are called auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. So let's continue. I hope you can see it properly. So now we're going to see about B, and B is the first model we're going to see about. So B, the auxiliary B is used. There are two uses of be. So the first use is in the formation of continuous sentences. I I hope you remember the tenses which we read. So in that the be is used to form continuous tenses. Example is he is working, I was writing. Now, the second use is in the formation of passive voice. Passive voice and active voice, I hope you remember that as well. Please check it out if you haven't. Now, passive voice, to form passive voice. Example is a gate, the gate was opened. Here, was is the for passive. So, now, one second, guys. Yeah. So, be followed by the infinitive is used to indicate a plan, arrangement, or agreement, as I am to see him tomorrow, or we are to be married next month. So, wherever you see like to be, to see, it's a kind of infinitive. So here am, are, and are used like they indicate plan, arrangement, or agreement. To denote, and the second use is to denote a command. When you are going to give a person a command, you use this be followed by the infinitive. So the example is mother says you are to go to the market. Now the be is used in the past tense with the perfect infinitive to indicate an arrangement that was made but not carried out, as they were to have been married last month but had to postpone the marriage until June. Now, uh, can you see the second one, guys? Yeah. So have is the next model. So the auxiliary have is used in the formation of perfect tenses. So the example is present perfect tenses or past perfect tenses. So the example is he has worked or he has been working. Now we have to is used with the infinitive to indicate obligation, as I have to be there by 5 o'clock. He has to move the furniture himself. Has to means it has to be done by him, or it has to be done. The work should be done. And then the past form had to is used to express obligation in the past. I had to be there by 5 o'clock. He had to move the furniture by himself. In negatives and questions, have to and had to are used with do, does, did, etc. So they have to go. They don't have to go. Do they have to go? It's something like that. He has to go. He doesn't have to go. Does he have to go? It's something like that, guys. Next, we're going to say about do. So, the auxiliary do is used to form the negative and interrogative of the simple present and the simple present and simple past tense verbs. Uh, the examples are: he doesn't work. Does he work? Did he work? He didn't work. It's something like that. So the second use is to avoid repetition of a previous ordinary verb. So to avoid the repetition of the normal verb, we use do. Do you know him? Yes, I do. She sings well. Yes, she does. So does is the and this is another form of do. So we have more examples. You met him, didn't you? Something like that. He eats fishes and so do you. Then do is also used to emphasize the affirmative nature of a statement. You do lock fuel? I told him not to go, but he did go. So that is another form of do. In the imperative, do makes a request or invitation more persuasive, as do be quiet. Oh, do come, it's going to be such fun. In such cases, do is strongly stressed. So you stress when it's like do be quiet. You are stressing do. Oh, do come, it's going to be so much fun. So do is actually getting stressed in these sentences. So let's see the next thing. Next thing is can, could, may, and might. These four. So can usually express ability or capability. It's like examples are: I can't swim. Can you lift this book? It's something like that. Can and may are used to express permission. May is rather formal. So you can go now, or you may go now. May is a formal word and can is used by everybody to express permission, to express of giving permission or asking permission. May is used to express possibility in affirmative sentences. Affirmative is declarative sentences, guys. This we taught in the first video. Can is used in the corresponding interrogative and negative sentences. It may rain tomorrow. He may be at home. So guys, this is a continuation of that. Compare it. Cannot be true. Compare. We have to compare. It cannot be true with it may not be true. Cannot denotes impossible. Uh, Denotes improbability. So cannot it denotes it's impossible. Cannot denotes impossible, and may denotes improbability. So it can be or cannot be. It's like a probability. May denotes that, and cannot denotes impossible. It cannot be true. It cannot be. Is denying to agree. Cannot be true. So it's impossible. So In very formal English, may is used to express a wish. So in formal English, may is used to ask a wish, like may you ask a wish or give a wish. So may God bless you. That's one. And may you be victorious, something like that. Or may you live happily and may you live happily ever after. May success attend you, something like that. Then could and might are used as the past equivalents of can and may. So could and might are used past equivalents, like can and may are the words, and the past of can is could, and the past of may is might. I could swim across the river when I was young. It is an ability. So he said, I might or I could go. It's a permission. I thought he might be at home. Plausibility. She wondered whether it could be true. Possibility. So, could, as in the first example above, expresses only ability to do an action, but not performance of the act. We should use were able to for ability plus action in the past. When the boat was upset, we were able to or managed to swim to the bank. Not we could swim to the bank. So, in the negative statements, however, either could uh, or or were able to may be used. I couldn't or wasn't able to solve the puzzle. It was too difficult. In present time contexts, could and might are used as less positive versions of can and may. As I could attend the party, less positive and more hesitant than I can attend the party. Might I borrow your bicycle or could I borrow your bicycle? A different way of saying may or can I borrow your bicycle? It might rain tomorrow. Less positive than it may rain tomorrow. Could you pass me the salt? Polite request. It's a polite request. Please pass me the salt. Or could you please pass me the salt? Might is also used to express a degree of dissatisfaction or reproach, as you might pay a little more attention to your appearance. Note the use of can, could, may, and might with the perfect infinitive. He is not there. Where can he have gone? Where is it possible that he has gone? May expresses annoyment. So next, let's go to the next one. So here we are going to see about shall, should, will, and would. So let me just explain it or tell it to you just before that the past of shall is should and the past of will is would, just as may and might and can and could. So shall is used in the first person and will is in all persons to express pure future. Today I or we shall is less common than I or we will. So I shall is less common, is not used that much as I will is used. I shall be 25 next birthday. We will need the money on 15th. When shall we see you again? Tomorrow will be Sunday. You will see that I am right. In present day English, however, there is a growing tendency to use will in all persons. Today, in the present day English, we are not using shall that much, and the tendency of using will is growing in present day English in all people. Shall is sometimes used in second and third person to express a command, a promise, or threat. He shall not enter my house again. It's a command. You shall be punished for this. It's a threat. You shall have a holiday tomorrow. It's a promise. That you shall have a promise tomorrow. Now we have a note over here that these uses of shall are old-fashioned and formal and general. Avoid in modern English. So it says that these uses of shall, which we are reading right now, are old fashioned and are used and were used in the old times, and they are also formal and general. So it's actually avoided in modern English, and they have also asked us to avoid it when we are speaking to a normal friend or parents or something. But in formal and general use, you can use shall, but they are old fashioned, and will are is used more tendent. So questions with shall are used. Shall I or shall we are used to ask the will of the person addressed. Like, shall I open the door? That is, do you want me to open it? Where shall we go? That is, what is your suggestion? Now, let's see the next one. Will is used to express violation like violence. So, I will carry a book. I am willing to carry a book. That means, so I will try to be better next time. That is, I will promise to try to be better next time. I will succeed or die in the attempt. In the last example above, will is strong stressed. That means I will succeed or die in the attempt. It means that the will is strongly stressed. So the second use is characteristic habit. She will sit for hours listening to the wireless. Assumption or probability. This will be the book you want, I suppose. Will you indicates an invitation or a request. Will you have tea? Will you lend me your scooter? It's an invitation or a request. Should and would are used as the past equivalents of shall and will. As I told you, the past of shall is should and the past of will is would. I expected that I should get the first class. Uh, she said she would carry my books. Should is used in all persons to express duty or obligation. We should obey the laws. You should keep your promise. Children should obey their parents. Now let's see the next thing. In clauses of condition, should is used to express a supposition that may not be true. So phrases and clauses that we have read. So in the clauses of conditions, it's another book of conditions of clauses. Should is used to express a suggestion, express a supposition that may not be true. That might not be true. If it should rain, they will not come. If he should see me here, he will be annoyed. Should is used. Should and would are also used as in the examples below. I should or I would like to help her. Would you lend me a scooter, please? Or would you is more polite than will you. You should have been more careful. Should plus perfect infinitive indicates a past obligation that was not fulfilled. He should be in the library now. Expresses probability. I wish you would not chatter so much. Would after wish expresses a strong desire. So must and ought to. So must is used to express necessity or obligation. You must improve your spellings. We must get up early. Must refers to the present or the near future. To talk about the past, we use had to, the past form of have to. Must has no past form. Yesterday we had to get up early. Must is often used must is often used when the obligation comes from the speaker. When the obligation comes from somewhere else, have to is often used. I must go on a diet. It's my own idea. So I have to be on a diet. The doctor has told me to be on a diet. We have compared these sentences. So I must be on a diet. That it's our own idea, and I have to be on a diet is the doctor has insisted to be on a diet. Must can also express logical certainty. Living in such crowded conditions must be difficult. I'm sure it is difficult. It means so ought to expresses moral obligation or desirability. As we ought to love our neighbors, we ought to help him. You ought to know better. Ought or ought to can also be used to express probability. Princess ought to come down soon. This book ought to be very useful. Then now we are going to see about used to or used to, need and dare. The auxiliary used to expresses a discontinued habit. That means that you used to in the past. It's discontinued right now. I used to live there when I was a boy. Now let's see the next one. Do you need to go now? I don't need to meet him. One needs to be careful. Now let's go to the next one. So guys, the uh, presentation ends over here, and I have a little this compare. Let's just read it. Compare. I didn't need to buy it. It was not necessary for me to buy it, and I didn't buy it. I needn't have bought it. It was not necessary for me to buy it, but I bought it. The auxiliary dare, be brave enough, as distinct from the ordinary verb dare or challenge, does not take s in the third person singular present tense. It is generally used in negative and interrogative sentences. When conjugated without do, it is followed by an infinitive without to. When conjugated with do, it takes an infinitive with or without to after it. He dare not take such a step. How dare you contradict me? He dared not to do it. He doesn't dare speak. He doesn't dare speak to me. So guys, today's video ends here, and I hope you liked it. If you did, please click on the like button, share my videos to others so that they can also learn English and find it easy to learn. And subscribe to my channel and click on the notification button to get the notifications whenever I drop a new video. Until then, thanks for watching and see you in my next video.